All right, today we're going to dive into an idea that could seriously change the way you work, maybe even your life. It's all from Cal Newport's amazing book, Deep Work. Think of it as a guide to doing incredible things in a world that seems built to stop you.
And just to be clear, this is not just another productivity book with a few life hacks. No. This is a whole new way of thinking, a practical battle plan for how to actually succeed in this crazy, noisy, professional world we all live in.
You know that feeling, right? You get to the end of the day, you're totally wiped out. You've been bouncing between emails, Slack messages, and meetings, but when you look back, you feel like you got nothing real done. If that sounds familiar, well, you're not alone. And that feeling is exactly what we're going to unpack today. Okay, so let's start by actually naming the villain of our story. It's a concept that Newport calls shallow work. This is basically all the busy work, clearing your inbox, sitting in meetings that could have been an email, endlessly scrolling through feeds. It's all the stuff that makes you feel busy but doesn't actually create anything new or valuable. And this isn't just a feeling. The data's pretty shocking. Look at this. A McKinsey study found that a whopping 60% of a knowledge worker's week is eaten up by this kind of shallow stuff. 60%. That's most of our precious time being sliced and diced by what Newport calls network tools, pulling us away from the work that really counts. And here's where it gets a little scary. This is the real danger of building a career on shallow work. You become easy to replace. Take the case of Jason Ben, a financial consultant. He had this wake-up call when he realized his main job, the thing that took him hours to do, could be done automatically by a simple computer script. Ouch.
So if shallow work is the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's something Newport calls the superpower of the 21st century: deep work.
This is that magical state of flow you've probably heard about. It's when you're completely absorbed, distraction-free, pushing your brain to its absolute limit. This is where the breakthroughs happen, where you master hard skills, and where you create things that no one and no machine can easily copy.
I mean, when you put them side by side like this, the difference is it's night and day, isn't it? One actively builds your career and makes you more valuable. The other just spins your wheels. It fills the hours.
And what's so fascinating is that this isn't some brand new productivity fad. Not at all. A commitment to distraction-free focus is a timeless strategy. You see it everywhere, from Mark Twain hiding out in a shed to write Tom Sawyer, to Bill Gates' legendary Think Weeks. The greatest minds have always known you have to go deep to create great things.
So back to our friend Jason. Realizing he was trapped, what did he do? He went all in on deep work. He literally locked himself away to learn a really difficult new skill from scratch, with zero distractions. It was an intense, focused effort to completely retool his brain. Now, all of this builds up to the central argument of the book, which Newport calls the deep work hypothesis. And honestly, it points to a massive opportunity for pretty much anyone who's willing to listen.
So let me break that down, because this is the key. As the world gets more and more distracted, the actual ability to focus gets harder and harder to find. It's becoming rare. At the exact same time, it's becoming more and more valuable. So you have this huge gap between supply and demand, and that's where the opportunity is.
This value comes from being able to do two things really, really well. One, learn complicated stuff fast, and two, produce work at an elite level, both in terms of quality and speed. And guess what? You absolutely cannot do either of those things without deep work. It's impossible.
And the result for Jason Ben? Wow. Just look at that chart. It was immediate and completely life-changing. That intense focus on deep work gave him a new, valuable skill that the market rewarded in a big, big way. It's proof of the incredible economic power we're talking about.
Okay, so this all sounds great, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you fit this into your already busy life? Well, Newport makes it super accessible by laying out 4 different approaches, because he knows one size does not fit all.
So he outlines these 4 different paths. You've got the extreme monastic approach, where you basically become a hermit and cut out all the shallow stuff. Then there's the super flexible journalistic style, for people who have to squeeze in focus whenever they can. And in the middle, you have these balanced approaches, the bimodal and the rhythmic. There really is a strategy here for everyone. The trick is to be honest about your life and pick the one that you can actually stick with.
But as we wrap up, it's so important to get this. This is about more than just your paycheck or your job title. The benefits of deep work go way beyond your career. They touch the very quality of your life.
See, by working deeply, you're not just getting more done, you're actually rewiring your brain. You're creating that state of flow, which decades of research from psychologists like Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi have proven is directly linked to a more satisfying, meaningful, and genuinely happy life.
Really, it all boils down to this simple but powerful idea. Newport argues that the very act of chasing depth, of caring about your craft, of trying to achieve mastery, that pursuit is what makes life feel worthwhile.
So this isn't just about changing a few habits. It's about a fundamental shift in what you believe your work and your life can actually be. It leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. What amazing things are you capable of if you could just get past your distractions?